Well, ho, 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 and happy merry cheer. We have another fun little whoa, ho, ho, miss video for you. And it's a cheery one to say the least. We've got a quick movie review for you. That's right, it's movie time with Crash. Whoa, ho, ho edition. So, I got my PlayStation festive sweater on still, my hat, and we're here to be festive. And today, excuse me, we went and saw a very kindred movie, a very kind movie, a very comedic movie. You could say it's very spirited, if you will. We went and saw the new Apple TV Plus film starring Ryan Reynolds, aka Mr. I really like Ryan Reynolds a lot. He is a very successful and very attractive man.
You'll have to excuse Crash for a moment. Uh, yeah.
And the ever funny, ever talented Will Ferrell. And I went to Cinemark to go see it because I don't have Apple TV Plus. And I know I should get it, but I just haven't had the time or the funds to get it. So, but yeah, we went and saw it in theaters. And I went into this knowing it was a comedy film. I went into this knowing it was going to be a very interesting retelling of an old holiday classic. But I didn't realize the plot turns and twists and stuff. So, now, what did I think of the film? Well, with Movie Time with Crash, you guys gotta remember, with movie reviews and stuff, I typically try and just give like my overall thoughts on the film as a whole. I'm not the type of person that, will break down a movie like super analytically or critically for the most part, unless I really like the film. So, or if it takes something that takes longer than 10 minutes. So, with that in mind, what did I think of it? Well, it was really funny. I laughed way more than I anticipated in this film. A lot of the comedy comes not just from the situation of the film itself and kind of like poking fun at all of the stereotypical holiday and Christmassy like cliches and stuff, but it also pokes fun at all the different holiday classic film movie tropes, everything that a classic holiday film does. It really pokes fun at the formula and really shows you how formulaic a lot of these films are. But surprisingly, for this being a comedy film, it's also a musical. So, and believe it or not, the songs are really catchy for the most part. So, what did I think of the comedy first? The comedy was actually pretty good for the most part. Most of these jokes I either laughed at, snickered at, actually laughed pretty loudly at in the theater. Had one or two, side remarks and comments that were funny. I overall enjoyed it. I don't think there was a single joke that I thought was bad. There were a couple jokes that I thought were like, oh, ha, that's clever, or oh, heh, that's funny, kinda. But nothing that like I outright hated or thought was, again, in bad taste or a bad ballpark. The musical score and all the musical numbers in this were really catchy, really good, just really high energy, really just, they were paced well. And yes, because it's a comedy film, they even poke fun numerous times throughout the film. Hey, does this really warrant a musical number? In fact, there are multiple fourth wall breaks a little bit about this, being like, do we really need to sing this? We don't. We don't need to sing this, but we're gonna do it anyways because we can. So, the casting is really good. There's Will Ferrell, like I said. There's Ryan Reynolds. Tracy Morgan also is in this, and he does a fantastic job. And quite a few other actors and actresses in this that are really good. They perform really well. Their characters are very believable. They really do get in the holiday spirit. And it also pokes fun a lot of that kind of like work office holiday culture too. So it really doesn't matter if you work in retail or work in a regular office, a 9 to 5, a salary job, whatever. It really does poke fun at all this. It's quite nice. So, the music was really good. The comedy is really good. The acting is really good with all the characters and all the people in it. The plot itself, at first, I thought was going to be like, okay, this is a Christmas story. We know about Ebenezer Scrooge. We know how this song and dance goes. How are you going to stretch this idea out? But the way it kind of plays more around that and more into the mythos of how the process and setup for this works every year for people is what makes the film, is what makes it funny and interesting. Because, yeah, the whole Christmas story stuff is there, right? And the whole stuff with Scrooge and Tiny Tim and everyone else, it's all there. But it's more of a backdrop. More kind of like, hey, it's here, but let's really pull you in towards multiple other ideas and multiple concepts. Let's really break this down and take this into a new direction, which they do. And everyone gets good character development and pretty fun and, dare I say, even somewhat morbid happy endings. But I won't spoil anything, but I thought the film was going to end one way, and just when you think it's about to end, you're like, oh, this happens instead. I forgot it's a comedy. Whoops. So, the only negative I could really say about this film is I felt like it was maybe a smidge too long. Like, I feel like there were some pacing issues, maybe a smidge with some scenes, just with like character interaction and stuff. And honestly, I would have liked to see a little less musical numbers and a little more character interaction with everybody. But that's just my preferred taste. But overall, I really liked it. It was a good holiday film. It brought out my holiday cheer. It brought out my Christmas spirit. It brought out a lot of stuff that I really like about these actors, really like about this setup. Especially, too, because as someone who frequently travels the multiverse, after seeing this film, I have a couple holiday-related questions to certain someone about how the mythos of this particular work environment works every year. So, but regardless, overall, what did I think of Apple TV Plus's new film, Spirited? Honestly, I really liked it. Good comedy, good musical numbers, good character interactions, good acting, a decent retelling of an old classic story with a brand new twist. The only negative, like I say, is just a little less on the musical, a little bit more pacing, just a little pacing issues, and just more character interactivity I would have preferred, but that's not a bad thing, that's more of a personal taste thing. So, overall, I would honestly give this a solid 9. A 9 out of 10. Or a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Or if we're going based on the old double-toasted split.com review stuff of style, I would give this a full price. Honestly, I'm glad I went and saw this in theaters. I would happily go see it again. So that does it for my review, guys. Until next time with Movie Time and Crash. See ya.